If you're tired of hearing the right is crazy when it's the left gunning people down. If you've grown weary of hearing white folks are bad and they're abusing the blacks and browns. If you're tired of listening to the media lies, it's time to wake up, patriot, and open others' eyes. Wake up, patriots, and grab your gun. Let's stand our ground, let's have some fun. It's time to remove the crazies, hop the phone crack. It's time to all stand up and take our nation back. If it makes you mad, they'd like to stop the steal, where Republicans are the majority, but still they fail. Then might I suggest you get off your duff and put an end to this leftist stuff. Cause they're only winning when we have no voice. It's time to rise up and make some noise. We need an FBI that can be trusted. It's time the whole Obama crowd all gets busted. Wake up, patriots, and grab your gun. Let's stand our ground, let's have some fun. It's time to remove the crazies, hop the phone crack. It's time to all stand up and take our nation back. Trixie, Sean, and Mark on Wake Up Patriots or Patriots After Dark. While you're listening there, you will have some fun, but you'll also learn how to get it done. Just read the comments, meet some friends, cause we've got a battle going on. Wake up, patriots, and grab your gun. Let's stand our ground, let's have some fun. It's time to remove the crazies, hop the phone crack. It's time to all stand up and take our nation back. Don't just stand there and watch the nation tumble. Go to Wake Up Patriots, it's there on Rumble, and maybe toss some change in the cup. And don't forget to give a big thumbs
up for Wake Up Patriots.
So wake up, patriots, and get her done. Do it for your daughter, do it for your son. It's for our kids, we must turn things back. It's time for action and not just smack.
Happy Monday.
Yes, good morning, everybody. How's everything going?
Yes. Another week.
Yeah.
Another week with the dust last week. Now another one to start.
Another week of bullshit.
I would say that too. Another week of bullshit. Oh, look at that. Mark's in and out. Mark has got too many things to do outside of watching the show. Now he's going golfing again. I think he's always so busy.
I gotta get those balls that blow up. I gotta send it to him so you don't know. They got those golf balls that blow up.
Yeah, I know which one. Yes, every time he hits one, bam.
Oh,
nice that you got to drop by and see us, Mark. So,
morning, Mark. How are you?
You ready for a Bible verse of the day?
Yes, please. We need one.
The Lord does not look at the things man looks at. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. And that's 1 Samuel 16:7. Amen there.
Yep, amen.
Again, you don't want to look at the left, especially the blue hairs. Those are scary. Remember when blue hairs used to just be little old ladies? Now they're just freaks. You ready for the pledge?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yep. Nope. That's why I like to get up and grab my booby. Go to Fletcher.
Would you? That would be very interesting. I think we'd get an R rating if you did that instead of a PG, but I think we get an R with your F bombs anyways.
Oh, do I have? Boy, are we getting to talk about? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Well, I just as you saw the thumbnail about the what's happening with everybody's trying, and now we're back to the talks again with Iran, and it's because of the other Middle Eastern countries. They're telling them they tell Trump to hold back on, and the reason why Trump is holding back is I think one of the reasons because of all the billions of dollars that those Muslim countries have decided to invest in America. And so I don't think he wants to lose that, but I don't think that should matter. I think he should finish Iran and end it in period because they're not gonna stop. They're lies as much as China is. You know, they found that yeah. You can put that photo up. Yeah, see? China played. Now, Trump went to China and spoke to Bing Bang Boo, Zing, Ding, Bang, whatever his name is. And they promised not to arm. It's not Russia. Everybody says Russia. No, it's not Russia because Russia is involved with Ukraine. And the thing with Ukraine is that they're fighting a pretty good war against Russia. So, but Trump was asked to stop because for the simple reason is, because of the other Middle Eastern states. Now you have to. The whole thing is Saudi Arabia has a big I'll bring up. I hate bringing this up, but I want to bring up 9/11. There's so much shit coming back out again about 9/11, and people with all these bullshit things that they're talking about. The whole thing is, I know for a fact that was in those buildings and there was planes that hit, not anything else, and how the buildings came down. But that's besides the point. But in Saudi Arabia, they're a Sunni nation, but they do have a fact of Shiites in there, which are part of Iran, and they're the ones that were on the planes that committed the terrorist attacks and everything that came out of Saudi Arabia, which Saudi Arabia is part responsibility to run their country and stuff like that. Plus, Brennan, the piece of shit that's there, I don't understand why he didn't get charged yet. He signed the visas for them, but that's the problem. Saudi Arabia has Shiites in there, and also the other Muslim countries that are around, and the Shiites are very Islamic mentality of taking everybody down, Israel and America, the big Satan and all this stuff. So,
good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How's everybody doing?
We're talking about people protesting Chinese food.
Chinese food?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. We're talking about how they're talking about China supplying Iran with missiles and stuff like that. So, I was talking about how Trump went to China and told them and said, and everybody says, no, it's China or Russia. It's not Russia, it's just China. And because Russia's involved with the war with Ukraine, and Ukraine is doing a pretty good job at beating the shit out of them. And
there was something that Ukraine took down. Was it took out a ship or something that had Russian Russian defense stuff going to Iran?
No, it was China.
No, but it was last week. It was something last week
I thought they took out China's ship. I thought they took out one of China's.
No,
ships.
they took out something Russia. I don't know. I mean,
Well, yeah. But the whole thing is, what's his name? Zelensky wants to get on America's good side there.
Oh, absolutely.
We're taking their technology with the drones and everything else, so we're buying drones off of them. Believe it or not. So, but I was getting back about China's the main thing. What Trump should do is warn them that we'll tariff the shit out of you and stop all the shit coming into America. Because they're in financial woes as it is. I mean, they're spending money all over the world to take over do the communist shit that they're trying to do
Yep.
here in America, which we know that we see what's going on. What the fuck's wrong with me?
What are you saying? What?
I see spots. I see dead people. Speaking of dead people, we got this one here. Look here. There's a good one here. Who remembers this kid?
Oh my god! So where's he at? Where's Mitch?
Hey, Mitch is
Did
quite
we
down
pass?
now.
Wasn't the date August 2nd or something like that for the special election or something? Wasn't it beginning of August? Did they keep him under wraps till?
I thought it was the 3rd or something, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. There's the 3rd is today the 3rd? Today's the 3rd.
Today's the 3rd, yeah.
Okay, maybe I don't know why the 3rd keeps sticking in my head, but for some reason the 3rd does.
The turd? Maybe thinking of the turd.
Yeah, Denise says Mitch will die tonight. He has to stay alive through today. So yeah, it must be today then.
We're talking about seeing the turd on the 3rd.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll see.
everything's saying today.
Well, Big Pussy David Pastori died, so they go in 3s or 5s. So maybe that'll be the next one. Then will be Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, but he's not a star. Yeah. So
No,
listen,
but
man,
they're just name recognition.
here's something very interesting. You can put this picture up.
I wanted to go back to Dana Bash from.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go to Dana Bash.
I don't know if you guys seen this. This isn't related to anything that we're talking about today, but it's pretty darn interesting. And RFK Jr. was on CNN this weekend, and him and Dana Bash got into it, and she just
Yeah, I heard that.
it's good. I know. I was hoping nobody else had it. Then I saw Fox had it first thing this morning, but it's like, oh well, we're right after them. So.
Already.
Okay, so
I know you're flustered now, and it is.
I'm not flustered at all.
Because
I am
people have
frustrated.
not been honest.
The reason I'm frustrated is because you are the HHS. You are the HHS secretary, and you are talking about things that lead to vaccine hesitancy in this country, and it is something that causes problems for people when there is not anything.
Let me ask you something. Do you see your job as ending vaccine hesitancy, or do you see your job as telling the truth to the American people?
I see my job as telling the truth, and the truth is that there is study after study after study. It's one of the most studied things out there in science.
You're repeating
and
it like a parrot. You're repeating it like a parrot. I've actually read the science. You don't want to come back here and debate the science.
I'm not debating this with you.
Of course you won't.
No, because I'm not debating.
All you know how to do is repeat things that people told you and say, trust the experts. That's what you did during COVID. Now we know that Anthony Fauci, who was the expert, was lying about everything, about masks, about social distancing, about natural immunity, about the transmission from the vaccine, about the source of COVID. He was lying, and you were punishing people for not trusting the experts. And now you're rolling out the experts again to talk about something that you have no personal knowledge of.
Okay, well, guess what? That is my job, to talk to people.
Your job is to tell the truth to the American public.
Yes, and my job is to get as much information as I can.
And to maintain a posture of fear, skepticism
what we were
toward government
doing
authority.
in COVID and still, with regard to these vaccines, is getting the best information, the best science that we can, and putting it out there. And sir, what you are doing is causing information to be out there that is not accurate.
Who was lying to
the
you?
National Academy of Sciences.
You know, she's so full of shit. It's coming out of her ass. I mean, ears and eyes.
Ass. It always comes out of her ass.
Oh my! I can't. You know, they don't stop. They are programmed to say one thing. Go ahead, Tricks.
Did you notice something on that, Tricks?
What I was going to say was that she was the biggest pusher of the vaccine. CNN was the one that was running the numbers in the corner of their screen for how many deaths every day, how many infections and everything. And then she has the nerve to sit there and tell RFK that he's the cause of vaccine hesitancy. She's absolutely CIA. I don't care what anybody says. She is CIA. There's no way that woman would still sit there and defend her position and not apologize for being wrong unless she was told to do that. A normal human being would look back at what you promoted and at least admit you were wrong.
Couple of things. One, don't forget, probably the largest sponsor of those shows are pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
Right. Number one. So she's not going to go against the hand that's feeding her. Okay, none of them do. I mean, Fox included. Remember the big commercial they had with Sean Hannity, Brett Baer. They were all about getting vaxxed, right? Get the vax, get the vax, get the vax. But the one thing I noticed is, did it seem like to you her microphone was louder than his? Did it seem like the producers? You could hear her clearly. I mean, I know he's hard to listen to.
Yeah, I know.
But you could clearly hear her so much louder over him, and from in my ears,
sure, they can balance the microphone to give her more prominence. Absolutely. Yeah. I noticed it. I thought he was lower, and he can talk pretty loud, even though he's got a little bit of a speech impediment. Yes. You know. Yes. And I know some people have a hard time understanding him, but once you listen to him a few times, it's not bad. But I seen it, and I was so glad that he gave her all that pushback. I wish that interview could have went on an hour, and I would have liked to have seen her to try to defend anything. I mean, because he did in 20 seconds, he listed out every single lie that CNN was promoting, and there was way more than that.
Well, there's way more. Yeah, way more. He could have. Do you think they shook hands when they left and said goodbye and hugged?
No, but I was glad to see her get her comeuppance, because she was like, CNN tried to be the face of COVID on the media during all of that when it was going, and they were the biggest promoter. And so that's why I thought it took a lot of guts for her to sit there and not even apologize and say, well, I was wrong in some of my reporting, or nothing. She just doesn't, she just wants to argue with him.
Yeah.
That's what surprised me. No heart in that person.
Yeah. Zero heart.
Yeah.
Who's she? Isn't she married to one of the
producers? I think. Was she married to one of the producers of the show?
I don't know.
Let's see. So.
We already have a thumbs down. That's funny.
I thought maybe it was Dana Bash.
Yeah, she was watching Wake Up Patriots.
Yeah,
but yeah, George put this down there. That's Fauci. Yep, crazy. I don't want to even talk about him anymore. I mean, I was happy.
But what I wanted.
Go ahead.
What I wanted to say about that, the reason why I put the picture there, is because Florida's, Alabama, and Louisiana's attorney generals are going to bring charges against Fauci. Criminal charges against Fauci.
We're that's all great. I see there's some talk on that, but let's see if they do it or not.
I know DeSantis is doing it, and the attorney general. So,
well, we'll see what happens. But so you mentioned CIA, Dana Bash. So you ready for this one? So she's been married twice. She's not currently married now, but she's been married twice. Her first husband was Jeremy Bash. She was married to him from 1998 to 2007. Okay. Jeremy Bash served as CIA chief of staff and Department of Defense chief of staff under President Obama.
Amazing.
And then the second husband, which is the one I was referring to in the beginning, was John King. That was on. I guess he's still on CNN.
I remember him.
And they were married from 2008 to 2012. So a year after so something must have been percolating with John King, because the year afterwards she was married, and then since around 2013, she's been in a long-term relationship with actor Spencer Garrett, known for roles in shows and films.
Isn't Garrett the guy that goes on Grenfell? Isn't he the one that worked for the CIA?
Garrett?
Yeah, I know who you're thinking of. You're thinking of the guy with the gray hair, right?
Yeah.
With the silvery gray hair. Jesus, I can't think of his name right off the bat.
So the person she's involved with now is, I guess, an actor. He was in films, shows House of Cards and The Residence, and that's that. But interesting that she was married to a person who was chief of staff for the CIA. Obama's chief of staff. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, but isn't it nice how she fixed up her face? Put a lot of money in that face of hers. And Dana Bash. No, listen. We have. You want to put that breaking news thing? This is very interesting.
All right.
And you can put this up. This is breaking.
Wow.
You want to put that up? So if people want to put up the little photo there, just down there. Okay, here we go. Any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with his auto pen, which was approximately 92% of them, is hereby terminated and of no future force or effect. The auto pen is not allowed to be used if approved is not specifically given by the President of the United States. The radical left lunatic circled Biden around the beautiful resolute desk in the Oval Office, took the presidency away from him. I am hereby canceling all executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by crooked Joe Biden. Because the people who operate the auto pen did so illegally, Joe Biden was not involved in the auto pen process, and if he says he was, he will be brought up on charges of perjury. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This was it. This was this morning.
Why didn't you read it in a Trump voice?
You should have waited. You should have waited a little
Mike?
bit until Mike got in here. Yeah.
Any documents that were signed by.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen with that.
I thought this was very exciting.
I think it's very exciting, but I'm waiting to see what happens. There's a reason. He always puts tweets out for a reason, right?
Yep.
So, is there something coming up in court that we don't know about that's going to get filed this week?
Going down.
Congress is supposedly going home for summer recess.
Yep.
So there could be something in the works.
The whole thing is with this whole thing with the SAVE Act. The parliamentary that's there, she's a Joe Biden leftover. And why they didn't get rid of her yet is beyond me. And she has a lot of pushing to do in the Senate. And the other thing that amazes me that the vice president, he should be in there smashing the shit out of all of them. I put that number up yesterday on Facebook about calling Tune, and you actually get a recording. And you call them up and tell them what you feel. They think everybody should call up. I can give you the number if you want to put it on the bottom.
I got it here.
Do you have Tune's number? Tune's personal number?
Not his personal number. I've got the 202-224-2321.
That's it. And it'll actually answer the recording.
So, George, where did you don't get mad at me, but I don't see anything about Trump with this auto pen.
But it's from his thing. What are you talking about?
I don't see anything. I'm just looking because I think that
I
was
got that off. I got that off of General Flynn's thing. He posted it this morning.
because I'm all right. Well, I'm just saying. I just look at Trump's thing here, just because I think that was pretty big news. I'm thinking I wanted to see what people were saying, like like his reply, like the replies. The latest Trump post was 12 hours ago, and then so I don't know. Maybe that was an old one General Flynn put up or something. I don't know. I don't see anything on here in the last 4 or 5. At least I'm going through posts. I don't see.
Yeah, let me look. I'll look up on this thing.
Yeah, I looked. I mean, General Flynn may post it. It may have been something Trump posted, but it wasn't something Trump just posted. I wanted to see what people were saying. Like what people were saying as replies to see if anybody replied to it. And that's why I looked it up, and I don't see it on there. That's why I don't know if. So it was maybe something he put, but it wasn't something he put to this morning. I mean, I know there was auto pen stuff being talked about a while ago. That's when he put that. Remember, we put the thing up on the in the hallway, the auto pen, right? Mm-hmm. I know he was talking about it then, so I just wonder if that's what it was. Moname saying, I think it was about a couple months ago. Yeah, it's not a recent post. I'm not saying it's not a post. It's just not a recent post. So
yep, I'm looking. I'll find it.
Well, anyway, I thought that I'm like, what the heck's going on
So
here?
you know what was going on in Indianapolis this weekend?
Not the 500.
Bunch of Indians decide they wanted to succeed from India. And so they went on 465 and held up traffic, and they're demonstrating now in the United States for a sovereign nation for India to split up. So now you got these jackasses driving around holding up traffic with all these flags like that for independence in India.
Wow. And 465 is I remember I've been on
Indianapolis.
Oh, wow. I've been on it a few times. That's a pretty heavy trafficked road. That's not one to play around for sure.
No, I'm on it every time I go to the airport and stuff because it goes all the way around and it cuts in 70 cuts into that coming all the way across and stuff. So yeah, they held up traffic and everything for that.
And what are they protesting?
They want India to be separated into two different countries and them get their own place called Khalistan, Kalaistan or something like that. They're just crazy. But I seen one car with a flag and I didn't pay attention to it on social media, and then I seen this and then I looked to see what it was. I thought it was just some weirdo on the expressway, but no, it was a whole parade. There were. I mean, you can see they keep going farther back all the way on there. So we didn't bring them over here, these illegal Indians they're on a lot of them. They said in the article were on work visas. So we're bringing these people in here on work visas to protest for their own country. Why don't they go home and fix it?
Yeah, that would be that would make sense. Did you see oh gosh, the guy I don't know if you saw either, George, the guy who Jake, oh God, what's his name? Jake
Lang?
Yeah, Jake Lang. Did you see what happened with him?
What? No, I didn't see him this weekend.
So there was, I got some video. So apparently he got attacked by a bunch of Muslims. Let me pull up the video. Let me show you. Apparently, he got rocks thrown at him and stuff. There was I guess it happened in Michigan.
Oh, there was that huge Aberdeen thing or whatever in Dearborn this weekend. Yeah.
Here we go. So anti-Islam agitator, or I guess agitator, they call him, Jake Lang, mocks peaceful event in Michigan. Okay, so this must be some left wing video, but let's see. Watch. Look at him throwing rocks at him. Look.
Yeah, but they're not violent. I mean, I can't believe you're accusing them of being violent.
Yeah, look.
The Muslims, they don't do that.
Yeah, they took over Dearborn for their march this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were attacking. I have no idea what was going on there or not, but I guess
He wasn't the only one. There was I read someplace else too that there was another person that got stoned. That's what they were doing. They were hitting people with stones.
Stone.
I'm sure Muslims don't smoke the pot, but that's what they were saying, that they were throwing rocks just like they do over in the Middle East. They just need to get these people out of here. It's beyond anything with them knocking up with the commies and the socialists and everything.
Look what they did in Spain. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Spain,
I would like to say that I have absolutely no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm a leftist piece of shit, just like the Democrat retardos you have in America, like Crazy Bernie, the bartender, Big Booty Latina, AOC, and El Comio Mandani. Mucho retardo ese muchacho. Mucho estúpido. Anyway, I say we all grab our belongings and move somewhere else, because everything we touch turns to shit, and, well, España just became shit with all these illegal alien invaders from El África. Muchas gracias, bichachos. Y muchos nachos.
Talk about the liberal jerk off. This guy is the winner.
Spain's got some issues. Yeah, they got some issues. That's for sure.
Oh, big issues now.
Well, we were talking over the weekend where I was telling George, I saw an article where they said the president of Morocco opened up some of the jails and it was military too, and it was totally organized. And the part they had to swim around when you see them swimming in was 200 feet to swim around just this little fence, but that there were trucks all set up to bring them all to the edge of the water and everything like that. So it was an organized invasion.
Yeah, there's no way thousands and thousands of people all converged. There's organically, right? There's just zero chance of that. So yeah, so you're saying that they had actual transportation over to there, and then they just kind of let them swim the last little bit.
Yep. And the other thing I was telling George, I noticed it's kind of weird. Did you notice none of them had bags with them? None of them had personal belongings. Some of them were just in flip-flops and shorts, not even a shirt. So if it was organized and you were actually a migrant, wouldn't you have some of your possessions with you?
Yeah, you'd think you'd be traveling. You'd have a backpack. You'd have maybe obviously at least one change of clothes, right? At least one thing, maybe hat, something. Right?
Morocco claims yeah. Here's an interesting photo, but Morocco claims to be that's their part. It's closer to Morocco than this is Spain.
Oh, it's very close to Morocco. It's right off their coast, right?
Right there. Yeah, it's like you can spit. Yeah, but this is an interesting point. This is how this liberal mentality asshole is. But look at this photo. You could see. Yeah, this is the Prime Minister of Spain who just approved mass amnesty. What Alex Soros is starting to make sense to you now.
Yeah, because it was the day if I'm not mistaken, it was almost the day after he approved the mass amnesty that all happened.
Yep.
And that Soros was there 2 days before that.
That's right. So look at that, isn't that?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's the WEF again. Because Soros is funding that shit because we aren't anymore.
And they're doing the same thing here. So they're just moving in, but it's not a problem. That's what they all claim. It's not a problem that they're all here. They're just moving in. Look how radical they are. Look, they're supposed to be very peaceful. Oh, there's peaceful Muslims. It's all the radical stuff. Yeah, right. I agree with that. There's a lot of radical Italians, Irish, and all the other. But these people, they came in, when we came to this country, we didn't try to change anybody's religion. We didn't say everybody's got to be a Roman Catholic or whatever. But these here want you to become follow Islam and follow their rules. And this is what they want. And we got to grab a handle on this because it's going to be bad news. It's going to be bad news. And a lot of talk out there. I don't think there's no talks out there. Trust me. I saw a lot. There's a lot of groups happening. And we're not going to stand by and let this country go two ways, to Islam or communism. Big time. And this is what they're pushing. They're pushing. You know what? One more thing I want to say. Fox is the worst. Fox is an enemy of this country. That's what I'm telling you. Because of what they did and what they say all the time. They push the shit out of this guy, the doctor in Michigan, like there's no tomorrow. It's constantly about him. They did the same thing with Mandami. The same thing. They made him win the election.
By giving him all the free publicity is what you're talking about, and giving him the name recognition and pushing.
Oh, but he's not a doctor, but they say he's a doctor. They classify him as a doctor. He's not a doctor, but they classify him as a doctor. And that's how they bring him up. Every time they bring him up on the news about Michigan and everything else. and this guy wants to get rid of everybody. ICE, everything. I mean, the guy is a piece of crap, and that's it. Doesn't matter. What should I say? Piece of shit.
Going back to this Morocco thing real quick. So this island, right, as they call it, has around 84,000 people. Mm-hmm. 84,000 people it has, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's estimated that this invasion from Morocco was between 50 and 60,000, mostly young Moroccan men that invaded, right? Out of that, at least 50 to 70 people died in chaos because of being stomped on and everything else.
They broke into homes too, right? Didn't they do that?
Sure. Oh, yeah. I watched a video. A guy going into it like a I don't know, call it like a deli, bakery, whatever you want to say, and he wanted to get something, and he was swinging a stick around at them and everything else.
I saw where they were climbing up balconies and going into like door. What do you call them? I don't know. Up here we call them sliders.
Sliding
walls or whatever. Yeah,
doors.
Yeah, doing that kind of shit. But I don't know. It's pretty crazy. But Bill Maher, actually, I know I hate to keep playing Bill Maher, but he makes perfect sense. And he's calling the left out. I'm gonna play this.
Very rude of you. Very rude of you.
I didn't do that.
And finally, new rule: Donald Trump has told 1 trillion lies, but when he says the Democratic Socialists of America are actually communist, that's not one of them. And it's not hard to prove it just by quoting the DSA and their candidates. J.D. Vance was on the show, and I told him that if the Democratic Party keeps going in the direction of the DSA, my vote was in play. And all I heard all vacation was, oh my God, you're a Republican now. No, that's not what I said. I said in play. And here's why. Because not a week goes by where I don't read about some newly chosen, exciting new face in the Democratic Party. And then when that face opens its mouth, the Communist Manifesto or some other crazy shit comes out. Again, let's just read the quotes. The DSA platform says you work as much as you are able and no more than needed. If that was any closer to Karl Marx's dictum, from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs, they'd be sued for plagiarism. New York Mayor Mandani once tweeted Karl Marx's words exactly. They're not trying to hide it. Their most popular influencer, Hassan Piker, thinks communism is so groovy. He laments the fall of the two of the most murderous regimes in history, the Soviet Union and Chairman Mao's China. Mandami's aide, his top aide, Sia Weaver, said, if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize property, it's over, and impoverish the white middle class. What? That's a goal? You know you're supposed to scare people into voting for you, right? One of the new soon-to-be Democratic Congresspeople, Darlisia Chevalier, supports seizing all properties from landlords and said, seize the means of production. Mandami has said the end goal is seizing the means of production. I think they want to seize the means of production. Now, maybe you missed that in school or missed school altogether, but that's communism. Now the coalition within the DSA, called the Marxist Unity Group, is in ascendance, and I must take them at their word when their words include, our commitment is to the long-term struggle for a fully liberated, classless society, in a word, communism. What do they have to do? Tweet out, elect more communists? Oh yeah, Sia Weaver did that. Yes. Good, I'm glad you're shocked. People got to realize this is going on.
I mean, how bad is it that Bill Maher has to actually sit there and do a monologue and try to do it, as comedy, but to inform what they're doing? I mean, and you could hear the last one where he said, I'm glad you're shocked. You could hear the audience gasp. Look how many people don't pay attention to what's going on around them.
They don't. They're oblivious. This is the
Great
problem with
point.
everybody. There's a problem with everybody. Everybody's in la la land. Everybody says, well, it's not affecting me. I'm okay. I don't see no Muslims in my neighborhood. I don't see no Islam protesting and running back and forth.
He's talking about the communists with the DSA.
Doesn't matter. They're using each other. Muslims are using communism. Communists are using.
I understand, but you're going off the. I'm just saying that you're what he's saying though. And what Tracy's saying, absolutely 100%. People don't pay attention. You're right too. People don't pay attention, but it's pathetic that they're actually getting people to believe that communism is good. And that's because of going back to schools when they took civics out of the schools.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it goes back to that. You got people coming up now. It's like that are being raised. Think about when we all went through school 1,000 years ago, right? When we all went through school. But you had lessons and we knew. These kids aren't getting taught that today. It's sad.
You think that they're talking about why World War II happened, World War I with the communism and everything else like that? They're not telling. They're not talking about Nazism. They're not talking about Auschwitz. They're not talking about any negative thing that would make them look bad.
If they do bring it up, it's a blip compared to when we all went to school and we all learned it. So my point is they're creating or converting these people, whether you call it, they're just ignorance. I don't know, but they're converting these people by that, and they've taken over the schools, and now another generation's up. People forget about it.
Look at them come. A lot of them come from rich families already. Yeah. They've been given everything hands and foot. I mean, the generation today don't go out and get a job. You don't see these kids go out and cut lawns and stuff like that. You'll see a few kids, but not a lot. And then the illegals are here. They're doing the lawn cutting, and then the best one with the illegals doing the lawn cutting, they wind up underbidding the people that they're working for and start their own business.
Think of what Reagan said. You're only one generation away.
No, the generation ain't away. We're here right now.
Well,
the generation.
They've gotten through there with the schools. That's where they.
You were talking before about here's the map of Morocco and Spain.
Yeah, what I wanted to say about Bill Maher, the interesting point too of the whole thing is he has a basically liberal audience, and for them to be shocked by what was posted, even the liberals aren't paying attention to what's coming out of their own party, and that's going to come to the detriment of us because we're going to have a bunch of ignorant people that are going to vote Democrat and then wonder after the fact why all this shit happened.
Yeah.
Did I play that movie? Play that. I gotta see if I play that.
Which one?
It's a movie. No, there's a little clip about what if the left and the right have a civil war. They were talking about, and it was very interesting how it ended up. Yeah, this guy like you're talking about, what's his name? The guy that says that he's what the hell's his name? I just saw it on here. What's his name? Piker. Piker is a Muslim. He doesn't say it, but he is. If you go back,
Hassan Piker, obviously.
But he doesn't. Yeah, but he doesn't say it. He doesn't.
No, but he is. All his interviews and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, Yeah,
I just can't believe the liberals were that dumb that they were shocked on Bill Maher's show that they didn't know that.
One part of the
Here's
problem
the
with
map
liberals
you wanted to put up.
they got TDS. Here's the thing you were talking about, Sean. There's the map.
yeah. Where's
No.
that island? The island's what? Wait,
Right there.
the island's to the right.
No, to the right, the little spot that's there. You see the little boat right now? That
Oh
little
yeah,
piece?
okay, yeah. It's like it's right off the coast. Yep.
Yeah, it's closer to Morocco than it is to what do you call?
Tangier, isn't that the outlet mall?
Yeah. Tangler.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Tangiers. I like those malls.
But the whole thing is the liberals are just paying attention because the way they are, they're all brought up with the stuff, how much they hate. And that's why they have to get after the schools and the colleges. And people have got to get on these school boards to stop the shit that they go in there. I told you. It's important to go to these meetings. It's unbelievable. I bet it is. Sorry.
Well, we did watch Disclosure Day over the weekend.
so did I.
Did
I
you?
watched it last night, as a matter of fact.
So did I.
Well, last night, part. Well, the second time last night, part, and then the night before the whole thing. We're gonna watch it the second time, but I don't see where they're. I'm not going to give away anything because I don't know who saw it and who didn't, but I thought it was really, 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 really good.
I thought it was good. It was the beginning of it was like kind of like
Yeah.
what's going on? Like what's this? Like it was kind of like that was weird of what's going on. But then you kind of understand as time goes on. I thought it was like anticlimactic though.
Because of the way it ended.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
too.
I got it.
Why?
You get why, but
Because the
they
second one's
can't.
coming out.
Oh yeah.
That's what George said. He goes, they're waiting for Disclosure
I
Day.
even told her how it was going to end.
Yeah, but the information given was spot
You
on.
got
That was
all those
spot
files.
on.
All those files are legit.
Mhm.
All the files he got, and he said it too, that he got was from the Defense Department because it's open files now. All the stuff about the
Well, what
the
was
UFO.
I don't know if anybody saw it, if people saw it in the chat or not, but there was a statement that was said something about, and I looked it up about in the book of Genesis that
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
but that's wrong. Let me see if I have it on my phone still.
You got the St. James version, the NIV version, or
so here we go. So this is the quote that Genesis says humans are God's supreme creation on earth is a line from the movie Disclosure Day. But the actual Bible text does not use the word supreme. Most users on Reddit agree, whatever. I don't know. But
Well,
so they kind of play on words a little bit. But
God created man in his own image. Remember that. God created man in his own image. God is supreme being. So, I mean, you could take it that part of the content too. And that's why he didn't invent the woman first. He invented the man first. Because he didn't want anybody to tell him how to create a man. That's why the woman was created later.
Yeah.
I just figured I'd bring that up.
But it was, but I mean, I thought it was interesting. So the one thing I thought, can you two get along? The one thing I thought was interesting take, and it was funny. So me, Lionel, and Christian watched it, and when they said about the presidents or within 8 years are back to being civilians again, right?
Mhm.
They're talking about the kind of like the deep state type of stuff, right? And the bureaucrats and why the presidents don't know. And I paused the movie and I said, "Oh my God, Tim Burchett just said this about 3 months ago. Remember, or 4 months ago, he was talking about the UFO stuff, the disclosure stuff, right? The files that." I think he said something to the effect of the problem is President Trump doesn't know the questions to ask. Remember that? Remember him saying that, Burchett? And he says they keep it from him.
Yeah.
They don't bring that. So what they said in the movie was very similar to that. And I was like, oh, wow. So, I don't know if every one of those files was exactly what is in the government's files or whatever, but I do think there's some truth to that movie and whatnot. I do believe in some of that. So,
well, you ask me, I'd spiel for a half an hour on that one.
I'm gonna spiel away.
No, I was waiting for George. He was going to say something. I seen him start talking.
I'm talking about what?
I don't know. You were going to say
I forgot already. Just
no, it's not that I forgot already. I want people to, if they want to watch the movie or not. You don't want to. I mean, a lot of stuff that was in the movie.
Moody.
The booty. It's about alien and stuff like that. They're not illegal because they didn't come across the border.
They're not legal aliens.
They're regular aliens that came in. And the word alien is
Florida
from
for Trump. You're in trouble. Florida for Trump's in trouble.
And these aliens. And these aliens had they weren't on any voter rolls.
No,
the part I liked, I'm not gonna. It won't spoil it for anybody if anybody wants to watch it though. Is that they did incorporate religion into it, and the way they did it, in my opinion, I thought was correctly. They present information to you and let you decide, and there's no. Without going into detail, you'll end up thinking you'll have your own opinion after watching everything.
They didn't push it. Yeah, they didn't push it anyway. The movie didn't push it
was just basic fact, basic storyline. So,
but what did we see now? Let's get remember the movie we brought up about the eye, right?
Yeah.
So the whole thing is all this stuff and everything else, and all this stuff was coming out. They would talk little by little about, even last year, a couple of years ago, about the pilots seeing UFOs and stuff like that. It was introducing you, because if you understood the movie, and it's going to put a lot of shock into people that are very, very religious, because they don't a lot of people don't believe about UFOs and aliens and stuff like that. But in the Bible, in Isaiah, there was. The angels came down with flaming legs and came to earth and stuff like that. But there's parts of the Bible you read. There's a lot of stuff in Enoch too, in that book that's hidden, because there's a lot of truths to things that did happen on earth, but they didn't want to hide. They hid it because of the Roman Catholic Church, because of the Pope and stuff. There's a lot of control by religions, popes. Like I said. The bishops and priests were married before, but because when they died, everybody, all the priests and the bishops were given property. So what happened is, when the priest would die and everything else, all the worldly possessions that he had went to the wife. So what happened is, they were losing a lot of stuff according to their mentality, the popes. So they stopped people. Even the Pope was married many, many, many years ago. But and it's fact, it's history and everything else. It's just that they didn't want to bring out all this. They want to bring out all this stuff because of the protection and everything else. So they tried to, how do you say, like Jesus was married to a lady, but they said no, he was never married. He had brothers, which it's true fact, but they denied that many, many years ago about in church. I did a lot of studies with the Bibles and stuff, so I just
we're not arguing we're not arguing religion. For God's sake, stop thinking we're arguing religion. Every single time we bring this up, we got somebody that says we're arguing religion. We're not. Talking about a damn movie and giving a synopsis on what it is so you can decide for yourself. We're not sitting here telling you what to believe.
That's right. Yeah. The Bible tells us exactly who, what, where. Right. And that's the whole thing. But there's books that are missing, which is fact. And that was done by, if you believe, the Crusaders, which protected Jerusalem That's part of history. That a lot of that stuff, and they destroyed the Pope and the King of England, King Richard, I think it was, killed every one of them and tortured them. What do you mean nobody else was saying? No, nothing else. What do you mean? It says it in the Bible. I'm not going to get an argument. Forget about it.
Yeah, I know. Let's just change subject because
Okay, let's play a movie.
I just wanted to talk about the movie.
See what you started? Play MAGA Media. Man, play the podcast, that bullshit, that video. We'll get off the subject.
To support Trump or civilization will collapse. Those are quotes. And it's true. I'm calling for it right now. 25th Amendment, impeachment, whatever needs to happen to get this front and center, to get control of our country.
I've been very open with the fact that I will be supporting Trump. I'm completely embarrassed that I supported Trump in the past because of, the fact that he completely flipped on his entire base.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. It's
I'm
a great
behind
honor.
you. I never even wanted Trump to win until he was the only guy to vote for.
Dude, Trump is the man. You guys ever meet Trump? You talk to him? No, you meet him and he's actually a solid guy.
When you're at a Trump rally, you're like, oh, I could definitely see how Hitler happened. Like, I'm not joking to you, dude. When you go to a Trump rally, it makes you question the sanity of everybody. If Trump said, go grab a gun and go do anything, they would do it. They would.
That's right.
I know, it's a cult.
I became an active Trump supporter when they raided Mar-a-Lago.
You and I and everyone else who supported him, you wrote speeches for him, I campaigned for him. I mean, we're implicated in this for sure. I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people, and it was not intentional.
It might be crass, and it might be certain parts of it might feel, vulgar or whatever, but it is democratic to have people come out to speak directly to them. To run as an America first, and you're going to take care of America, and then turn around and go, all of these things, daycare, Medicare, Medicaid, we have nothing to do with that. We're fighting wars. This is the greatest about face in political history that I have really ever seen.
Now, I want to make a little statement about this stuff, right? Alex Jones is getting paid by other money because, for the simple reason, is all of a sudden, and he's one of the worst ones out of all. And what happens is he has a following, and I know a lot of people that I know that follow him, and they take his word. And the guy is out of his mind, and for him to call a 25th Amendment against the President of the United States, who the fuck are you? As what's his name said, the senator. Who is he? And they're all having a meeting.
Moreno.
Yeah, him, Alex Jones, Tucker, and that other guy. They're all having a meeting on the table. Exactly what they're going to do.
I would love to trade my senator with Ohio's senator.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Cory Booker or Andy Kim. I would,
But the whole thing is the other guy was the fighter. He got thrown off the ticket at Washington, D.C. Remember when they have that thing? They took him off the ticket, so now he's got an attitude pissed. You got Tucker's got an attitude pissed because of what happened, and Candace Owens the same thing.
So you said something about people who follow, right? So I don't follow. I mean, I always say I don't follow anybody because I think everybody could be right, wrong, or they could even have their own agenda. Like you're talking about Alex Jones, right? He's got an agenda, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. They bankrupted him. Okay. He lost everything, and now he's looking to rebuild. And what's the easiest way to rebuild is to go against the people that he used to, alibi for. So my point is, all these people, you always got to question what they're saying. I just me. Obviously, you know how I'm a questioner, but you got to wonder, like Tucker. I mean, Tucker was making a lot of money with Fox, gets tossed out of Fox, right? We all thought maybe he got tossed out of Fox for the correct reasons, meaning that he was doing the right thing, right? Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't at the time. But then now where's his loyalties at, right? He's got a house in Qatar, apparently. He's got money from Qatari people. But then again, we just accepted a plane from Qatar, right? So, I mean,
and then the plane was taken out of service out of Qatar.
Well, but it's back. I think it's back in service, though, now, isn't it? Isn't it back in service? I think. But I'm just saying, like you got to question a lot of stuff. It's only going to get worse with AI.
Well, I think with the thing with the service of the plane, I think they should put all the correspondents on there, like all the ones like
Put Tucker on.
CNN, NBC, all of them, everything. But you know what I'm saying is there's people actually listening to them, and without a different of an opinion. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to do everything to destroy the MAGA movement. Understand? And the only way the MAGA movement is going to be played the right way is to see what happens in November. And the next video would show that, because Flynn put this up. But
yeah, I want to say something about Tucker though.
Yeah.
I read, and I don't know. I only saw it in one spot, so I can't verify it. So somebody else will probably have seen it in the chat. But over the weekend, Tucker Carlson and a bunch of those that are anti-Trump got together and had a meeting, and they're organizing something in a unit. So I don't know what it is, but keep your eyes out and see what's going on, so you'll know if they come out with a bunch of bullshit, you'll know that it's propaganda, because it was a group, a group thing. Like, it showed that there was like 6 or 7 of them that were together at a table, and it didn't look like an AI picture at all. It looked just like a candid snapshot that somebody would have took with a phone. So there's something to it. So, but I don't have.
This was reported somewhere, or I didn't even.
Yeah, I seen it on X, and it was that they were together over the weekend, and they all got together, and they said, and it was like Tucker and a couple of them that are all anti-Trump. Darcy saw it. She's going, yeah.
Who was the ones? Tucker and who else?
Tucker, and then there was a couple other people I can't remember, but
Alex Jones was in there too. You said, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Darcy said she's seen it. Mad is saying yes, but I don't know if she's saying yes to that or not. Yeah, okay. Darcy's saying she's seen it too. MTG and Massey were at the table. Tammy's seen it too. Tiagi. So it wasn't just me.
You said it was on X? I'll look color.
Yeah, it was on X. Yeah. So, and Marjorie Taylor Greene got married over the weekend too. So these people could have all been at her wedding and decided to use the reception as like a good time to meet, so it like cover. I don't know. But it's just really odd that they would post that picture. But it was all anti-Trumpers.
Oh yeah, look at this. Even the guy that got married. Yeah, I got the picture here. Hold on. Let me download.
You have the picture?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it. Hold on.
That Bernadette's saying they're starting a new party. That wouldn't surprise me if they're trying to splinter the Republican Party, just like the DSA is trying to splinter the Democrats. They have to use a base because they're not popular enough to get their own start.
They're gonna call it the Splinter Party
because they give you a pain in the ass. I don't know. Tucker. Well, he was always in on it for the money anyways. Remember, he came out and said he wore a bow tie.
There's one guy here
to get attention.
Glenn Dean's got an interesting. Glenn Dean's got an interesting comment in the chat. It's probably pretty right on. I believe the American people are the most propagandized people on the planet. I mean, there's a lot of different countries where propaganda is huge. I mean, we could probably go through the list, especially the communism countries. But yeah, we are. I mean, it's propaganda by. I mean, let's start with I said earlier, pharmaceuticals, right?
That was the biggest mistake Congress ever made, was to allow advertising of pharmaceuticals, because that's when Big Pharma captured our government.
Yeah, but that's a good statement what he said. I mean, it's
you're gonna be surprised in this picture. One person.
What, George?
In this picture, I'm downloading it now. Hold on.
You're not in the picture, are you, George?
Yep. Yes, I am.
I'd be surprised if you were with those anti-Trump.
Yeah, you found George's brother over the weekend.
Yeah, I found your brother. Yeah, I found your brother. So we were at a place called Congress Hall in Cape May, which is beautiful, old hotel there, and we went over to have a drink, and we walked in this. There's another little bar that's like a piano bar, people singing on, and there's a guy sitting in the corner in line. He goes, "Is that George's brother?" Like,
it looked like George. It looked like it could be his brother.
Okay, here's the photo. Hold on a second. I want to do this again. I want to mess this up like I did before. Hold on. Do, 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 do. Now look at this table.
Are you taking this picture?
Here it goes. Why does download? Get the whole back.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
There you go.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, Thomas Massey was there.
Yeah, but they had a whole caption on the bottom. I didn't download the caption.
I think this is at Tucker's place where he does his.
Yeah, but look who's there. The guy that used to be for Nice with Real America's Voice.
Well,
there.
That's Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband, Brian Green or something, or Brian Glenn or whatever.
Yeah,
his name was,
right? Yeah, Brian Glenn. Yeah, Glenn is left. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. But I think this picture was from before. I thought I saw this picture before.
Like, I haven't. I just saw it.
Go back text. Go back text again. That's how I found it.
That's where I seen it too.
Is that Joe Kent? Is that Joe Kent?
Yeah, Joe Kent is in. Right. Joe Kent is there. Oh.
That's why I thought it was this weekend because MTG got married this weekend.
We said no more foreign wars, and we meant it. And supporting Donald Trump because I'm reading what they wrote underneath about the photo.
Yeah, Brian. MTG got married in Las Vegas. This is at Tucker's place, which is I think where in Virginia or something or Maryland.
Yeah, it says 1 day ago. It's 1 day ago this photo was done supposedly. That's what they said. He said, our commitment is America first for all Americans, right, left, or center. The movement has begun.
Sergeant says that the MTG said they met over the weekend. So, yeah, because MTG got married like midweek in Vegas. I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I guess their honeymoon's over already if they were back at Tucker's. Oh,
yeah, well,
DSM says Tucker's, this place is in Maine. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so maybe they're in Maine.
Well,
that should give you shivers up and down your spine. I don't like fence sitters that flip flop back and forth. But with the these guys are all paid.
Listen,
I think they're all paid.
We brought this up a long time ago with General Flynn when he said about the color revolution. And the color revolution is they try to take this country down no matter what. And for them to get done together, they get a lot of money from foreign entities. All those people at that table, majority of them, and it's all of a sudden, the thing is, it's bad. They shouldn't work. I'm a Trump supporter, always was from the time he came down the escalator. I am loyal to him. He does a lot of crazy things, but the whole thing is he's got to do what he's got to do. It's part of the plan. I don't believe, but the whole thing is he's listening to the Middle Eastern people because all the money that was invested in America because they're saying, please hold off on Iran, stop bombing Iran. And now they're talking again. Now all of a sudden about the whole thing with the talking again. I don't think he should talk anymore. That's my opinion.
Well, I think whatever it is, Trump's trying to get an exit ramp off the war. He doesn't want to put boots on the ground, right? He doesn't want to do that. Mm-hmm. And I just, every time he pauses because he's like, oh, a deal's close, it just makes him look bad, I think. And I mean, he said that I guess the neighboring countries were saying, please don't bomb. You're going to create a humanitarian crisis and this and that, right? You're saying, who knows, right? Who knows? But, the big thing is you need, I mean, I'd hate to say it, but you need regime change in Iran.
He was talking about that, too. He made that statement. So does Marco Rubio said the same thing about a regime change has to happen because you can't, and supposedly they're broke with money. They're not getting paid. The thing is about if China did supply them with the weapons and everything else that they have, the problem is going to be big because I think Trump should stop all their imports, no matter how many, whatever the people, Walmart's going to go up, belly up, big fucking deal. And what do you call, put the tariffs on China.
Wait, when you say stop all their imports, are you saying
all the stuff that's coming in from China, everything, they just stop the freighting trucks.
Okay.
Let the ships stay at the dock and not
you're talking about Chinese imports. You're talking about Chinese imports into America.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was when you said all there, I wasn't sure what you were saying. So
yeah, well,
So, yeah, I mean, obviously we get a lot of stuff from China, right? But you know what's going to happen if he does. Then you're going to hear 24/7 war drum on the mainstream media of
People
Trump
can't afford clothes.
more expensive for poor people, for middle class. He's making and they're going to beat the drum on that. So unfortunately, he's got a war no matter where he goes.
I'm just concerned that the price of my egg rolls is going to go up.
Just stop eating egg rolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a sandwich instead.
Yeah, make a sandwich.
Okay.
You want to play this other video?
Is an egg roll really like a Chinese sandwich?
No.
It could be a Chinese wrap.
There you go, which is kind of like a sandwich.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Then why don't you go make me one?
That's not my job. It's your job.
America, there are opposing forces fighting against our ideals of freedom, and you need to understand the sobering reality that evil exists. This fight is not Democrats versus Republicans. It's about good versus evil. And the time has come for every single American patriot to now rise to the occasion at this moment and get involved. In the DNA of every American is something called freedom. And the enemy that we face cannot extinguish that flame of freedom that burns inside every single one of us. In fact, the greater the heat, the stronger that flame burns. So we must continue to fight, not because we hate our enemy, but because we love our country. That's why we fight. And the most important right is our right to vote. So to make America great again, we need to make America vote again. I'm General Mike Flynn, and during this historically consequential presidential election, we must exercise our right to vote. President Lincoln said, "Elections belong to the people." The most important right we need to exercise right now is our right to vote. It is the power that we hold over a corrupt government. And this time around, for these elections, every American will be far more alert to those attempting to undermine our elections. So get involved, pay attention, let's protect our vote. As John F. Kennedy once said, the ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all. So let's make America great again by making America vote again. This is local action at its finest. Get out and exercise your right to vote.
Well, this is for 2020, but the voting is important because he played this again because of November 3rd.
I got you again.
Hey, there he is.
You're always scaring me like that. I was just sitting in the back watching the show, waiting for the appropriate moment to come in. What's going on?
How was it?
George?
You have a good time?
We had a great time. I got kisses from Donald Trump.
Oh, cool.
I got.
Oh.
Where'd they go? I got multiple. There you go. I got kisses from Donald Trump. See that? There you go. I got. You want a kiss? I was like, I barely know you. How about some kisses? I'll give you a whole bunch of kisses. There you go.
Nice. So did you? What can you share? What can you share with your?
Well, I was going to share it on my show. You know, I forced.
There you go. It's always about you. It's always about the Mike Schwartz show.
Well, what do you want me to share? What do you want to know? Ask a question, and
why don't you give us a little cliffhanger so we want to tune in? So give us a little bit, then stop, and then say, "Hey,
It's pretty, for those of you who haven't been in the West Wing, it's pretty surreal. George, have you been in the West Wing?
Yes, I have been.
All right, so you've seen the Oval.
George got a pen.
I got a pen for you, George. It's I know, but I didn't know if that was, well, that wasn't in the White House though. That was somewhere else, George, right?
What? When I got the pen?
Yeah.
No, the pen I got at someplace else. Yeah. Okay. 2 places I got.
Well, the Oval's surreal. Obviously, it's a lot smaller in person than it is, on the TV with the wide-angle lenses. But I mean, it's the West Wing's pretty. It's
very small.
It's smaller than you think. It's the ceilings are a lot lower than you think because when you walk in. And by the way, and I got some breaking news, and this is not going to be good for us conservatives, but I will tell you this: I had a discussion because when you walk in the side entrance to the West Wing, across from the old executive building, the lockers are right there to your left, where you put, where you lock your stuff up that you can't take into the West Wing. And that's where the cocaine was found, in the White House. And now I said to the staffer there, I said, well, I said, I guess in reality, I guess it couldn't have really been Hunter's, because he would have never, he goes, yeah, it wasn't. But, it's nice that we kind of think that. So, so there you go. It probably wasn't Hunter's coke. They said it could have been George Colella's, but I don't know. George
Hunter got the short end of the stick on that.
Yeah,
I think it was Kamala's. I think
could have been. I don't think Kamala would have locked her stuff up in there either. But it's pretty cool. And I do have a funny story for you if you want to know it. Here, I don't have to. Can I put slides in here from where I'm sitting?
Sure.
Why, I don't. What? No, I can't though. How do
Yes,
I?
you can.
No,
Put it down in the bottom, and I can bring it up.
Yes, slides I can, but I have them loaded in my show. Well, you'll have to tune in. I'll show you the challenge coins from the president. But the funny part of the story was, when you walk into the West Wing, all these challenge coins are now glued, super glued onto every door except the bathrooms in the West Wing. And they said he actually went around and he super glued a challenge coin to the door and liked it. So he went around and super glued challenge coins to every single door. This is Trump. He's a regular guy. So one day he goes into Scavino's office and he literally like super glued challenge coins all over his office. And Dan Scavino was like, what the fuck? He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know who it was. And Trump waited to the very end of the day to tell him, it was me. I got you, Dad. But he goes, I think your office did a little something. So Scavino got surprised the entire day. Was wondering who pranked him in his office, and it was Donald Trump. So there you go. Regular guy.
I have to ask you this for because everybody wants to know in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
You walked into the Oval Office, right? You saw the Oval Office. How far do you go into the Oval Office?
No, you don't. You peek in. That's about it. You peek in. Yeah, because they got you go in the main. What are you laughing at, George?
No, it's true. You peek in.
You peek in. You there's a hallway outside. It's kind of behind the fireplace. I guess that would be if you're looking from his desk camera shot. It would be the door behind the fireplace to the left. That's the door you peek in. There's a hallway back there. And what's really cool is in that hallway, the ceiling is a little bit, it's rounded, it's higher. And in the back, on the back wall there, he put his family crest on the wall, which I thought was kind of cool. But when you look into the Oval and you're just staring at it because it's like, you got all this gold and everything around, it's kind of surreal because your eyes can't focus on one thing. There's just so much going on that you're just like kind of trying to take it all in. But everybody over there was super nice. We did that. We also toured the old executive building, which was pretty cool.
Before you get down, I'm just at the Oval Office. So when you're standing there looking in, did you turn around and say anything to Kelly in Trump voice? Like, did you? That's what I want to get at.
I was doing the Trump voice for the staff member, real nice guy, who I don't want to mention him on. I don't get in trouble. Anybody? Well, we're on your show. Nobody's watching, so I'm kidding. We discussed that. You do have one dislike.
No raid today, Red. No raid.
You got one dislike, so I'll keep it to a minimum. But I was doing the Trump voice for the staffer. For a lot of the time, because it was, why not? It was, and he wasn't quite sure what to make of me, because when I met him, like I started off like joking around with him to try to because I don't know him, but other people in the party, of course, who knows him, and I was trying to like just be friendly, nice guy, realize I'm not that harmless, and then I busted into Trump, and he's just kind of looking at me like he wasn't sure whether to kick me out or embrace me. But we had a nice time, and then I got as I said, kisses. So there you go.
It's a shame you couldn't like hide behind something and do like Trump voice, and maybe they would have thought Trump was in that hallway.
I wanted to. He was at Camp David. Well, then he left. He was in Bedminster by the time we got there. But I was hoping he'd be there so I could, I'd start, yelling at people, directing things to happen, and then see what would happen. And I was hoping he would come around the corner and be like, "Who's doing me? Do me for me." I was hoping that would happen, but it didn't. So
that'd been cool.
Anyway, what do you guys got going on?
Not much. We saw what do you call the movie yesterday?
What movie?
Disclosure Day.
Oh, you saw it? I saw it. It's all right.
Anticlimactic, wasn't it, Mike? At the end?
Yeah, it was kind of anticlimactic. I just thought it was all right. It wasn't great. By the way, you were just playing that General Flynn video. He and Laura Loomer now are having a fight. Did you see that? Yeah. On the X, they're having a fight back and
What do you
forth.
call it? No, it was very close. Roger Stone and Laura Loomer, they were tight. I'm talking about very tight. Because when they arrested him, she was there by by his side and everything else. And then they're bickering back and forth too.
Oh yeah.
Big
Oh,
time.
that was bad when they were going back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. I was at plenty of times in Mar-a-Lago in the White House. They sat close to each other. When you sat in the after Trump speaks and everything else, where you sit, they're very close all the time. They sat right next to each other.
Yeah.
You don't want to get
you don't want to get lumed.
I mean, I'm guessing I know who you have. I know which dog you have in this fight. I'm guessing it's Flynn because we all know Mike. To some extent, we know Mike Flynn, but Laura Loomer is saying now he's a registered foreign agent making money, and I'm watching this back and forth like what the WTF. But there's a lot of people out there that I saw jumping on General Flynn's back because of what Laura Loomer had said. And I don't know, is he losing support? Like what give me your analysis.
Who, me?
Somebody.
I know, when we do his stuff, we do his security for him. He doesn't have a private security guard with him because or else if he did, he would have had money. That's why we show up every once in a while when he calls me up and stuff. So I mean, I contact him, I could talk to him anytime I want. He sends me stuff, and the whole thing is there's stuff that he tells me not to share, which I won't share, and there's stuff that he says I can share. He just sent me something just now that I got to look at before I share it. But,
well, is Laura Loomer? Laura Loomer's always been a little loony. Is she losing it now, or?
Yeah, I think she's losing. I think what she's doing is losing her ground. What are you looking up in the air there, Trixie?
I was just saying that she's been committed before and everything. There's seriously mental illness there and everything. So you wonder how much of it is enacted, how much of it is really crazy.
Was she ever on a news show and she started going like this?
Oh,
no. Does that ever happen?
That's algebra. That was algebra.
That ever happened, right?
No, but there's something wrong with her psychologically because it was,
If you don't agree, let me tell you something. If you don't agree with her and you say something negative about it, that's it. It's done. You ain't gonna. You can tell you're sorry and everything else. We did a lot of stuff for her too.
I have like a weird, like I don't know. I think she's on. I mean, because there's a lot of times she's on something before anybody's even on it, and she exposes stuff. And then there's other times she's on shit, and it's like, what happened? And like she just gets a little too amped up on it.
But she claims she has all this access from the White House, and I don't know how close she is with Trump or not, or anybody in the administration. But she's the one who came out a couple of weeks ago and said Mitch McConnell was brain dead, and they were all covering it up. Now she still could be right. Because we haven't really had proof of life besides one picture that everybody's like, I don't know if that's so. I don't know what to make of this girl. I really don't. But when I saw her jumping on Flynn, I was like, all right, because I generally like Mike Flynn and I think he's a true patriot. But then she started coming at him, and then all of a sudden her followers, and she's got a lot of them, started jumping on his back, railing on him, and now all of a sudden it seems like there's a little bit of heat on General Flynn because of all the attention she has placed on him.
Yeah.
I know for a fact he wouldn't take anything. Like that's my opinion, but
McConnell call me right now.
Right,
he just heard it. He went.
Hey, put that
Oh,
photo.
you are alive? Okay, I'll let Mike Schwartz know that you're alive. Yeah, Mitch says he's alive, Mike.
All right, good. We have proof now.
He was watching. He's the thumbs down.
Oh, that makes sense.
There you go. There you go, Mike.
God, poor Mitch McConnell.
I don't feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him as a person, but not as a political figure at all.
I don't ever wish ill on people. I think bad karma, goes around. But I said on my show a couple of weeks ago, I said if Mitch had gone out like 20 years ago and this was happening to him now, we'd be like, oh my God, did you hear about Mitch McConnell. Now we're like, can you just go already? Because we're like tired of you for putting the stop sign on all of our agenda. It's got a little ridiculous. And then Thune the other day, everybody's mad at Thune. I mean, you could put me in that camp, but I saw him on Sean Hannity, and he was trying to explain the behind the scenes politics of why they couldn't get certain things passed, because there's a bunch of senators who do not want to get rid of the talking filibuster. So he doesn't really have the votes, and you can't force people to do certain things in Congress. So, it made me, and not that I'm, look, I'm not a big fan of Thune, but it made me kind of respect his position a little bit more, because we don't always understand the backroom deals of who's doing what, who's supporting him and who's not. So I really can't tell if he's MAGA or he's, just trying to kind of keep the peace in the Senate. I don't know what to make of that guy anymore.
Chameleon.
Maybe.
He's a chameleon is what he is, right?
I think he floats with whoever pays him the most.
But let's give Mitch McConnell credit for one good thing he did, right?
Ate Chinese food.
No, well, no, he held up a Justice Garland from being right.
Oh yeah, for the judge. Yep.
Obama was in at the end.
Yep.
So you got to give, no matter what you think about Mitch, you got to give him credit for holding that up, because we could have had Justice Merrick Garland.
True that. Thank you, Mitch. I gotta go hit the button. You guys have fun. Thanks for letting me pop in.
Hit the button so bigly.
The full story and pictures from the White House on my show.
I am watching that. I don't care.
It's a be must see TV. Yeah, must see TV.
I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you all.
See you, Mike.
There's something I was going to say. I forgot what it was now. Oh, the water story. You guys, you've been paying attention? We were talking about the water getting cyber attacks on the waters. Now it's up to 7 states.
Yes. They asked
We
Trump
brought that up first. Trixie brought it up first.
Yeah, so there's more. There's something to that. They had. So then you look at the diarrhea lettuce, and you start wondering, could that have been in the what? Could that have been put in the water systems?
Could have been the chemtrails putting us.
Chemtrails could be put in the, could have been put in the water systems. I don't know. It sounds sketchy to me. There's another wormhole, but pay attention to the water.
They asked Trump about that over the weekend. And they were saying it was Iran with a cyber attack. He's like, no, they got bigger problems to worry about cyber attack in Minnesota, he said.
It's something fishy though that it spread to more states. My guess would be trial runs on something. But why do we have the diarrhea lettuce, and they were so fast to blame Taylor Farms, and then now it's not that. So, where is it? Where's it coming from?
You don't think they could come here? All these China. You got 270,000 Chinese students here, and from China, that Trump should send them all fucking back. Because all the shit with China that's happening, send them all back. That's it. Because they got the technology. What do you think they're studying in college? Not studying in liberal arts. They're studying all our technology and stuff like that. And don't think they don't have a hacking system that they could do it too. China. Those students could get together and do whatever they want. So it doesn't matter. I don't trust anyone.
I'm just not going to touch. I'm just not going to eat salad. I don't want salad no more.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on any kind of a weight loss like that. No, thank you. What, you want me to put this up? Okay.
Yeah, that's the only way. Here I am. I'm ready.
You never should have come. It's over.
I'm gonna have an AR-15. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I like that one though. Yeah, people are losing their shit from GLP-1s too. Yeah, that's going into the water system. So is birth control and everything.
Wait. What's this? GLP-1s going into the water?
Manjaro, that kind of stuff when you're on the weight loss stuff, there's hormones in there, and that gets dumped into the water too. The water filtration systems can't take out all the pharmaceuticals. So the more pharmaceuticals that everybody's on, the more that gets into the water systems. So when you look at the cities, that's why you see so many what do you want to say, soy boys? I mean, because the amount of birth control that gets dumped from urine into the water filtering plants, they can't take it all out. So men in the cities are getting estrogen in their water. So, well, yeah, because they put I can't remember what it was. They put in the water and turned a male frog into a female. just through a test. So that stuff gets in the water. There's no way to filter all that out. That's why they tell you not to dump your old pharmaceuticals in the toilet and flush them, to take them to the police station, or those lock boxes and stuff, because it does get in. If you got your own well, you don't have to worry about it. But
is that Al Gore's lockbox?
Yeah, just like Social Security, right?
Yeah,
that should have never been touched too. Boy, we could go on a big one on that one too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Social Security. Ugh, that one gets you when they keep saying it's going to go broke. Quit giving it to the damn illegals and it won't go broke.
Yep.
That's what I
only 150 billion a year. Why should we worry?
Well, what are we going? We're going to have a very long August if they go on recess. We're going to have to come up with a month full of conspiracy theories of why they didn't want to stay for the month.
Remember President Trump is the only president that didn't do any recess appointments.
Wow. That's right.
Yep. And so somebody said that they were going, huh?
Somebody's going to hold the gavel again. Mark my word.
That's how they neutered him.
He had 155 recess appointments to do, and Matt Gaetz was one of them as Attorney General. Now, did you hear about the Attorney General? They're holding off on him now.
Well, it's what's his name? The
two pricks.
Tillis.
Cornyn and Tillis. Cornyn and stuff. Blanche.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just.
Crybaby.
I keep saying no recess.
That's what they need. They need a beating. They need that when they come out, they should get a beating. Why do you fight? You're fighting something that the American people want because you got to be a piece of shit and sore loser. That's what it is. Oh, I'm gonna, like little kids they are. I'm gonna get even. The same thing they're doing in Florida here. You got to see all the shit they're putting up about Byron. The trashing is fucking unbelievable. Let me tell you, I'm so fucking disgusted with the politics. I don't want to be involved anymore. After he gets involved, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with this bullshit. This is bullshit. These people are so stupid. It's unbelievable. Why do you use platforms to trash people? You shouldn't talk about the candidate that you want and like and say what good he could do for the state. Don't go about trashing about his past and the drugs that he did.
That's politics, though, unfortunately. I mean,
these are Republicans that are doing it. It's not the point. I'm talking about it's Republicans that are doing it. It's not because I check.
George, look what they're doing in Texas against Paxton.
Yeah, I know.
They're still doing it. The primary's over, for God's sakes.
Yeah, but that's the problem. It's just a bunch of. So now you're telling me once the guy that you're trashing wins, what are you going to do? Not vote for him? You're going to make a Democrat win? Then you're going to blame him for being the guy against the.
Because they want to be right and say, "See, we picked the wrong candidate." Don't this is the problem. They don't want grassroots candidates. That's the problem too.
Yeah, because grassroots candidates are going to make the change, and they're protecting their positions. Is all they're doing.
Exactly.
It's always that. It's always the power trip. So, but it's 2 after 10, so we got to go. We'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday.
Okay, toodaloo, everybody. Who's calling me now? Who's calling me?
Toodaloo.
Yeah, toodaloo. Toodaloo. Yeah, it's probably Trump calling you.
Yeah, who's this?
No, it's Mitch McConnell.
George, I'm all right. It's Mitch McConnell. I just want to let you know I'm okay, George. I got about 20 minutes to talk to you now and just let everybody know I go Patriots and I'm okay, George.
Yeah, I'd probably poop my pants if you really did call in. That would be too bad. And this is in memory of Big Pussy David Pastor from The Sopranos. That's what we'll go out with today.
I know what this is going to be. New Jersey's anthem.
Yeah. I just wish it was louder.
Yeah. You need a Dana Bash.
Here we go.
There you go.
Better. All right, I'm waiting on the rain.
I gotta find one of his funniest quotes on the Sopranos.
Oh, I love that show.
The one that especially went, yeah. They should call him Pussy, right?
Why do you get a name like Big Pussy?
He's a scared cat. I don't know.
Bada bing. Hey, where's my picture? You should put my bada bing.
I can't get it up that fast. Okay, I'm getting ready to go.
Probably get it up that fast. I can get it up that fast.
Oh, you're such a bragger.
I drive past there 2 times a month.
All right, take it easy.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.